Hello, dear viewers, listeners. It is my pleasure once again to welcome you to our 50 life skills meant for everyone in 21st century. Under this platform, we have talked about housekeeping skills. We have also mentioned about technical skills, likewise survival skills, likewise money management skills. Also, we have mentioned and have a discussion on self-awareness skills. But under this episode, we shall be looking at relationship skills. The word relationship seems to be very minor by utterances, but it is a big matter when it comes to issue of mind, because relationship goes beyond handshaking, facial interaction. Relationship is a matter of the mind. When two likings minds meet together, that relationship will last longer. But when two minds that are not likely related meet, they will relate, but such relationship will never last. And you need to know that when you talk about relationship, it has nothing to do with tribe. It has nothing to do with culture. It has nothing to do with ethnicity. It has nothing to do sometimes with religion. But any of those things I've mentioned could be an aid to the relationship. But sometimes it depends on how the mind relates to each other. So when you talk about relationship, you are not looking at facial interaction, because somebody might be relating to you facially by human flesh. When you see the person, you exchange laughter. But after departing from each other, what comes after is inner grudges. So it means that relationship is a matter of the mind. What do I have in mind with you? What do you have in mind with me? What did they have in mind with them? So all this, when it comes to relationship, we need to understand it from that perspective first before going into the arms of relationship. Then when it comes to relationship, we can look it from either husband and wife relationship, organizational relationship, countries relationship, and many more. But whichever way it comes, the first thing is a matter of the mind. If my mind does not conform with what you have in mind, that relationship can never last long, because the first impression that somebody is having from another person determines how such relationship would last. But if the first impression, or why the relationship is going on, something along the line, happened, then such relationship can be terminated. So, but we need to have the skills when it comes to relationship. Although relationship is a very broad phenomenon, but I want to limit it to 6 arms in my own discussion here. The first one is listening and communication in a partnership. Firstly, you need to understand the word partnership. Partnership, as it could be looked from various aspects, is the coming together of two or more people who have mutual understanding of each other. Mutual understanding. It means that for any relationship to work, for any partnership to exist, there must be arrangement of mutual understanding. So it is from here you can now go to the word listening and the communication. From the word listening, we can bring two things from there. There must be a person who must be a listener, while a person would be a speaker. It is not possible for us to have two drivers in a vehicle. Though we could have two drivers, but two of them cannot handle steering at the same time. One will be handling the steering while the other person sits back. If the other person is tired, then they can exchange. But for two of them to have or to handle steering at the same time, likely impossible. So when it comes to relationship, somebody must be a passive listener while the other person be an active speaker. Meaning that somebody who must listen while the other person speaks. So if two of us is dragging that, I want to speak, then we are not minding good relationship. So for any relationship, there must be a speaker. There must be a listener. Then when it comes to communication talks about somebody coding and encoding a message that is being sent by a sender. It means when a message is being sent by a sender, the other person that will be receiving the message needs to understand the language at which the message is being communicated. If the language is not understood, there is no communication. So it means that in every relationship, we must understand each other. If I am relating with somebody, who is this person? You need to know what or who that person is. How was that person trained? How was he brought up? You don't know. Maybe he was brought up in an environment whereby it is full of hooliganism. An environment whereby it is full of nepotism and so sort of evil caprices. So if all these things are not well understood, then there will be a problem in such relationship. So for you to have good relationship with someone, the skill you need to have, you need to know, you need to be acquainted with is understand the person very well. How was he brought up? And know your own level of understanding. How can you cope with such person in that arrangement. If all these are being taken care of, then there will be no mismanagement of each other. But because we do not understand that in every relationship there must be a listener, there must be a speaker, there must be somebody who will communicate a message, and somebody must receive the message. While the message is being passed, the other person needs to calm down so that the message can be well digested. So when you have all this arrangement, then that partnership you are trying to build will last longer. Mind you, relationship is a matter of the mind, not facial look. And the second one here is valuing and expressing respect. Respect is reciprocal. And what we need to know about respect is that we don't command respect, rather we earn respect. Respect is meant to be earned, not to be commanded. In every situation, all you need to do first, if you want people to respect you, respect yourself. That is the simplest way of managing respect, and that is the simplest way of managing relationship when it comes to other people. If you want your wife to respect you, respect yourself. If you want your colleagues to respect you, respect yourself. If you want your younger one to respect you, respect yourself. Somebody who is are longing for respect from younger ones, you don't need to lower yourself at their own level. Rather, place yourself above them in all ramifications. It means that what belongs to them must be for them. What belongs to you must be for you. So what belongs to them, if at all you are meant to be with them, allow that thing that belongs to them to be for them. But if what belongs to them is being tampered with by you, then the respect you are meant to earn from them would not be given to you. So it means that for you to earn respect, respect yourself. When that one is done, then there is no any other problem attached to that than for you to respect yourself. When that one is done, that's all. And when you apply this at home, in your place of work, in the public gathering, you see that respect shall follow you to any level. But if you are now commanding respect, you don't know me, I will make sure you know the kind of person I am. You are disturbing yourself. Rather than doing that, why not put yourself in where you are meant to be? And before you know, respect comes to you willingly without having any problem. Then the next one is valuing and expressing love. The word love is being misused. The word love, sometimes we misinterpret the word love. When the word love is being mentioned, especially in the mindset of younger ones, they will be looking at an arrangement between a guy and a girl, a man and a woman. But the word love also comes from the mind. and I need to correct our impression about who is to love, who is to like. Love, like, they are not the same. Love is bigger than the word like. And that is why when it comes to arrangement between man and a woman, a girl and a boy, you need to know, or let me say husband and wife, what we need to know is woman loves while a man likes. A woman, she loves while a man likes. It means that love, when it comes to arrangement between a man and a woman, the word love does not belong to a man, rather it belongs to a woman. So we as human, if we categorize ourselves in many categories, and a woman on her own, or the woman kingdom, they have the word love with them. Why men kingdom, what we have with us is likeness. We do not have the word love when it comes to an arrangement between husband and wife. But all we need to know that if a man is expressing his own character, attitude, exchanging his own caring to his wife, I'm not saying the man does not love his wife. But what I want us to understand is that the word love does not belong to man's kingdom. And if you want to try that, you see that when an arrangement comes between a man and a woman, a girl, a boyfriend, girlfriend, you see that if a woman or a girl is being cheated upon when it comes to relationship between both of them, she can run mad. But when a man is being cheated upon, or so to say, jilted, you can see that man can still have that absorber to carry such problem, such calamity. But a woman, because of the love in her flesh, in her mind and her body, she cannot carry such. So you need to know that love belongs to the woman kingdom. But that does not mean that we do not love them, but it belongs to them. So when that word, the word, how do we value and express love? The only way, or let me say, one of the ways to express love is to show it to the other person. One of the ways to express love is to show, to exhibit how we have it in mind, exhibit it to the other person. When you exhibit love to the other person, it comes to the aspect of caring. So it means that your caring attitude determines or speaks more about the kind of likeness and love you have in your mind. But how do we express it holistically? We express love by making sure that whatever that can affect the other person, if you put yourself in that position that such thing could happen to you, then you will never transfer hardship to another person. If you are not transferring hardship, problem, challenge, calamity to another person, what you are expressing is love. But if you are now expressing those things to that person, it means you do not love such person. So, but how do you now value love in any relationship? We can value love by making sure that whatever our partner is given to us, no matter how small, we collect it with good hearts. Collecting such thing with good heart means that we are valuing the kind of love the person is expressing to us. So to value, to express love is a matter of the mind. Then when you now have good relationship with another person, then you see that that love comes within you to the other person. The next one here is how to accept compliment and criticism. Let me start with the word criticism. Criticism is part of what makes life to be enjoyable. If you are not being criticized, you may not stand a chance to do some things better. But if you are being criticized, either for one thing you have done in the past or what you are doing now, that prepares you to work harder. But one thing that we need to erase in our mind is that I want everybody to like me. I want everybody to love me. It is not possible. In fact, our Creator, who is the controller of our mind, is not being liked by everybody. He has the remote control to control all minds to like him. But he knows that likeness or love from everybody, from every source to a particular person is not possible. Because there is in every coin that we have two sides to a coin. It means that when you toss a coin through, either you have the tail or you have the head. When you have the tail, the other side, which is facing facing the floor, meaning that is what? Hatred. But the other side facing the sky, that is love. So it means that you can't be loved, be liked by everybody. So that comes the word criticism. If you are being criticized, criticism brings the word for you to work more. So how do we now accept compliments? Compliment is when things are being accepted in the right manner. When something has been done and for you to be accepted, for you to be favored, for you to do more, if the person who is receiving such compliment that effort with good talk and sweet mouth, that will warrant you to feel joyful within you and you want to do more. But if you are being criticized, does not mean that you have done wrong. Rather, if you want that relationship to continue, accept that criticism, but you work more on the other side. Because if you are being praised all times, it means that you will never be thinking how to add more value to yourself. But if you are being criticized, at least for once, that will allow you to think about how you can add more value. So all this, but how can you now accept compliment and criticism? It means that in every relationship, in any arrangement between two persons, the word compliment must come and the word criticism must also come. So how will you now accept the two when they are coming either from the person you trust, that he or she will never let you down, but now depends on how you can carry on with such. So in every relationship, the word compliment is there, and the word criticism is also in another angle. Then we have emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is talking about your own level of how you can control yourself in any situation. In any situation, the relationship you are into with another person, as I've said earlier, of how much do you know the person? How would that person express his joyous attitude? How would that person express his level of anger? So you need to know, but when you know all this is under emotional intelligence, meaning how smart are you to know the level of cooperation from such person. Because one of the things that one needs to get acquainted in 21st century is how to train yourself to the level of, if you meet someone for the first time, how would you know the person? Then for you to know the person, from there you have 5 immediate skills that you will know. Number 1, how the person speaks. Number 2, the dressing of that person. Number 3, the questions the person might be asking you. And number 4, when you are expressing with that person, how you look at the person's face, and looking at the person's face, you'll be able to get the mood, the kind of emotion the person is having towards you. And lastly, the last word of that person while you are leaving each other. When you study all this, immediately you capture that person, the kind of character the person could display to you now and ever. Then lastly, how to write thank you message. Thank you message. The word thank you goes a long way. Thank you goes a long way, because thank you is an appreciative word. But how do you write this word? Writing here does not mean writing it on a paper or via your phone or through any message. The word thank you is when somebody you are into any relationship, the only way you can thank that person is by your attitude to that person. Your attitude speaks more about the kind of thank you message you have sent to somebody. Somebody dash you, let's put as an example, 1 naira. How appreciative Are you with that level? You don't know if the person is testing you with that 1 naira. Maybe if you are being given 1 naira, how did you thank the person? If the person is now testing you, then if you are being given something higher than that, how would you now thank the person? So it is a matter of facial expression when something is being given to you. So when you have all this, you are talking about relationship skill. Thank you for your time.